Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, we're here continuing the journey of Ben 10. This is Ben 10 Season 2 Episode 12, Dr. Animo and the Mutant Ray. Holy crap, from the second episode of Season 1, Dr. Animo, he's back. I'm excited as hell for this. Before we get into this episode, usually I go through a recap of last episode, which was pretty intense because it was literally Ghostfreak jumping out of the Omnitrix and going against Ben. It was like really insane, and at one point he takes over Gwen and has her standing on the ledge of a building, potentially like forcing her to jump off, and it would kill her. Really intense shit. Like, I couldn't believe what they were doing in that episode. It was pretty insane. It was so well done. I wasn't expecting that turn in a story in terms of where an alien within the Omnitrix, first of all, apparently it's different than the other aliens with the Omnitrix or whatever. Like, he was stuck in there, Ghostfreak was, but the fact that they had a storyline where literally an alien gets out of the Omnitrix, being Ghostfreak, of course, I think probably one of the more crazier ones for sure, and then actually going against Ben. I've never thought that would ever occur, and they did it, and it was so good. But I wanted to ask this question, because it was posed to me on my Discord, and I'm going to mention it here, and I'm going to have it as a pinned comment when I upload this video, and you guys please answer this question. I'm going off of the HBO Max order of the episodes in terms of how they have them uploaded on HBO Max in terms of my watch order. Somebody on my Discord mentioned that I should be going by another order in terms of production, like, work, like the production date, not so much the airing date, because apparently I want to be spoiled on stuff, or some stuff's going to be revealed or whatever. I'm not really sure. Is the HBO Max order that I'm watching, that's the order I've been watching this whole time, is this the order I should be watching, or should I be watching a different order? Because I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what the right decision is here, because so far I haven't really seen too many comments of people saying I need to watch a different order because the order I'm watching in is wrong or whatever. Like, I'm just going based on what HBO Max has, so I'm just trying to figure out if this is the correct way or if I need to switch it up. I'm not really sure, but please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'm excited as hell seeing Dr. Animo in the title. I'm like, holy crap, we haven't seen him in so long, and he was insane. Like, literally, we had that first episode of Ben 10 establishing everything, and the second episode we had this crazy scientist creating all this shit. There's a mutant, like, zombified dinosaur or whatever. I'm like, it's T-Rex. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it was so good, and I'm so excited to see his return in this. So here we go, guys. Let's get into it now. Please answer my question about the order, viewing order. Please, I just need to know. Let's get into now, guys. Season 2, Episode 12. I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get into now. Dr. Animo and the Mutant Ray. Let's go.
Tomorrow, this place will be crawling with Gatorfest fans.
Gatorfest?
Who knows how many more alien hero dudes are inside this thing? I just have
Oh.
to figure out how it works.
You should
Okay.
mess around with that thing, Ben.
Yes!
That's not good. Wait, nothing happened.
Oh man.
Okay.
I get so busted if...
What was happening there? Are you gonna use gum to put it back? Oh my god. Oh, Ben.
What's good?
Where did all this come from? Okay.
Told you. Just got these weird words I found.
Oh no. Okay. Some actual gators. I'm like, oh god, they're gonna be mutated. Oh, that's the same frog from episode 2, right?
No way.
It fell off again. Oh, damn it, Ben.
Dr. Animo. How did...
It's so weird how... Okay, he's just there. Hello.
Wasn't difficult. You thought you were such a big shot after
I mean, he
stopping my
kind of is a
mutated
little.
creation.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, if he would have got hit with that, he'd be dead. What? What the fuck? I mean, you gain weight. Ooh. Here comes the gators. Bad timing, bad timing. Yeah, it's mutating it. Holy shit. Really? Oh no. He's out of there. He's out of there. He doesn't need to be anymore. He has that little piece now. He can figure some stuff out.
It was right here.
He took it, dumbass.
Dr. Animo and Froggy
Ben, this is what you get for messing with it.
Uh-oh.
Holy crap. Yeah. This is bad.
We've been at this for hours.
Out in the bayou.
Have to keep looking. If the
Yep.
good doctor can figure out how to tap into the watch's...
Go ahead, say. You know you want.
Go ahead. Say he screwed up.
You know the big "I told you so" speech.
I don't know what you're talking about, Benjamin.
She's messing with him so bad.
Grandpa.
Okay. Heat bat. Sure, heat bat.
Blast gone batty.
You think Animo has figured out the power in that piece of the watch?
A little bit.
That is definitely an "I told you so."
Man, Diamond had a
Oh
brain.
my god.
I'm a raise
Man,
a
this
foot
is
ornament.
terrible. Holy shit.
Hold on! It's like an old observatory.
It's gotta be foggy, right? It's gonna feel eerie.
In the middle of a swamp.
This is the most fun I've had all summer.
Because she doesn't have to say you were wrong, because he keeps saying, I know you're thinking it, you're thinking it. Billy Flop, Jesus.
You've got something that belongs to me, and I want.
I need to
it
fix the Omnitrix.
Ah, yes. Interesting piece. With this telescope, I'll be able to bounce my transmodulator
Yeah.
signal off of a satellite and blanket the planet with its power.
If that blast... Oh! 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 Oh my... I don't even know what to say to that.
You're going alien again?
Man, it's another mixture.
Both get turned into that.
Yeah, he's turning the thing right now. That's a giant bat. I didn't realize how big it was. Go for it. Whoa.
Blast and rip jaws.
He actually got hit. Holy crap.
Nothing happened.
Because you're already turned?
Our altered
Maybe?
state seems to have made you immune to the effects of my ray.
Jesus. Okay, so... it actually does damage to him. Damn. Ooh. Yeah, no stabby. Can't do that. You can hit, though.
I don't like this ride.
That's not scary at all. Is she inside the cannon? Yeah.
Haven't won yet.
Good. Good maneuver. Knocked out? Maybe.
Breathe.
Can't breathe. Okay, he needs water. Interesting. Hmm. Done for good? Down for the count? About to say, does he doesn't even know she's in there. Oh boy.
My mutant ray.
She got it.
What happened?
But I wish we could say the same about Grandpa.
How can you turn her back?
What are you going to do?
I'm surprised he's still in that state. It would turn back by now, I would think. Hey.
Yeah, it worked.
Did it?
Good as new.
Is it though?
I told you so!
She finally said it.
I was thinking maybe I could rig this thing so that I could become even more cool combinations.
I feel like a broken record, but I don't care. Ben 10 once again delivered another great episode of the show. Holy crap. Dr. Animo's return was great. I really enjoyed it. We'll get into all that. Gwen was right. Yet again, Gwen was right. Ben just doesn't listen. We know this. We know Ben doesn't listen, but my God, Ben, you caused a lot of problems in this episode. Like, this episode would have went very differently if he would have listened, but he didn't. He's messing with the Omnitrix at the beginning of the episode. He's like, I wonder what other aliens I can turn into, because he's wanting to know, okay, there has to be other aliens, because he turned into Cannonbolt this season, and Wildvine. He lost Ghostfreak in the last episode, of course. So what other aliens can he turn into? What others are just hiding in the Omnitrix? So he's messing with it. He was told to stop messing with it. He continues to mess with it. He breaks the top plate off of it, which has the four little dots throughout it, and I don't know, I guess it's like a glass some sort of glass protector or something on top, but it pops off. There's a big explosion of green, like he's turning into an alien using the Omnitrix, except nothing happens that we know of yet. He can't put it back on. It's broke. He has to lie, like, oh, there's lightning, and like, they don't really believe him, but whatever, because Gwen and Grandpa Maxforce come out like, what happened? The next morning, he pulls gum out of his mouth to use that as glue to put it back on, and of course it doesn't stick. And then there's Gator Fest. Gator Fest. Okay, I don't know where all these people came from, because the night before when the episode opens, there's like nobody out there. It's dark, it's creepy. All of a sudden the next morning, there's all these people there, Gator Fest, people going crazy. This guy's like, hey, look at these weird worms. Pulls out worms that looked like Stinkfly's face. I'm like, what the fuck? And their color changed too. A little bit later, we see a crab having the eyes are starting to pop out like a Stinkfly, and then having the wings as well on this little crab. Interesting as hell. So that little piece of the Omnitrix, that little plate, that top piece, it has like this energy that will start changing, mutating, if you will, anything that touches it. That's why the worms were different. And that's why when that crab got onto it, felt the difference. Because that explosion, I think, just got to the worms underground. When that explosion first happened, when everything just kind of went downhill, when the piece broke off. And we got to see some really weird shit. So number one, when Dr. Animo first shows up, I'm thinking, this is really random. Because at times this show doesn't really explain too much how things are occurring. Like, how did this person get here at this point? Like, it's a weird coincidence. Like, Zombozo, like the whole thing in the last episode, they're the henchmen. People are saying, oh, here's the names of the henchmen, but names, you don't have them with names. There's no real explanation of how they're there at the university or whatever, or the school or whatever that Gwen's trying to potentially get into, which she's not going to get into. But there's no explanation of how they're there. Dr. Animo, there's no explanation until a little bit into it. He goes, well, it wasn't hard to find you, Ben, because you're noticeable. People talk about you. Like, you think you're some big shot. I tracked you. Okay, there's an explanation of why he's randomly here at Gatorfest. So we have this whole thing go down, and throughout the rest of the episode, Ben turns into two different versions of aliens combined into one. Because with that plate off of the Omnitrix, and of course Dr. Animo finds it and takes it, Ben, like the Omnitrix, it's all messed up. So whenever Ben uses it, it goes haywire. So he turns into Stinkfly and Forearms, Stink Arms or whatever. I think Gwen said something like that. He's not as strong as Forearms, and he can't fly because he's too big as Stinkfly. So he's really at a disadvantage against that giant frog. I was that turtle, that giant frog that returns. It was really cool they brought that frog back. Because they could have easily just kept that away, but the fact is they brought that back. It's like, okay, we're bringing this character back. So it's not a character, it's a creature. We get my point. They're bringing that back. So that was interesting to see where, like, literally it was working against him tremendously. So then Dr. Animo uses that piece of the Omnitrix, that little plate thing, to create a heat bat using Heat Blast. I think it's Heat Blast, right? In this bat, and turns it into a giant, like a bigger bat with the flames like Heat Blast. Pretty insane. Ben's like, oh, I have to try something because they're riding through the bayou or whatever, and they're being chased, and there's no way they can stop this thing on their own. So Ben's like, I have to try this. He turns into Diamond Head and Gray Matter combined as one. And I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. So we have two back-to-back, like, hybrid aliens that are just not working. The final one, which I think is the most interesting combination, and then we actually see the advantage of how it actually works, because Ben turns into a hybrid of Heat Blast and Ripjaw. Polar opposites. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then he finds a way to actually defeat the Heat Bat and defeat the giant frog. And I thought it was really cool how they showed that action with that, because Ben's trying to learn everything. Of course, with the other mutated aliens, he was trying to figure out a way to work with what he has. He really couldn't do too much. He got swallowed at one point by an alligator as a version of Diamond Head and Gray Matter combined, or Diamond Matter or something. I don't know. But it spits him up. He's like, oh shit. Because he swallows him, and then like the diamonds in him is like, oh shit. I don't know if the alligator died, but I thought it was really a funny moment. Like, holy crap, they actually got Ben eaten by an alligator. It was all his own fault though, but regardless. Dr. Animo had a crazy plan. He wanted to create a new world with this technology, and he turns Grandpa Max some sort of slug thing. It was like really creepy. I'm like, this is uncomfortable a little bit. Like, what the fuck is this? But it shows Dr. Animo he's bonkers. He's crazy as hell. Like, he will do whatever he needs to do to create a name for himself. Because I think he made a point about his legacy or whatever is going to be known. People are going to know his name. Clearly, he needs recognition. He desperately needs people to pay attention to him. So he had this idea of using the satellite, using the piece of the Omnitrix and that giant, like, cannon type thing. I have no idea. I think, did it like turn like a telescope into that thing or whatever? Cause I think it was like a telescope, because it was part of like a building that would, I think like in that middle area, it's like a telescope. So I'm thinking he modified it. Like, what in the hell? was such a it was so over the top, but it makes sense because Dr. Animo, we've already been introduced to him. We already kind of know his gimmick in terms of like what his goals are and what he already accomplished in episode 2 when he was first introduced in season 1 of episode 2 of Ben 10. They really didn't have to explain too much about how crazy this guy is. They didn't have to because we've already seen him. And I like the point where Gwen's like, it feels like I'm watching a rerun when she's watching the TV of him being taken past the screen on TV being arrested. It's like, in a sense, it is a rerun because he was back again. You know, there's some villains they have brought back so far, and others they haven't. So, and I feel like certain ones they're probably never going to bring back, but who knows? But I really liked how they approached the episode and the fact that Ben, and of course at the end of the episode, Ben's just messing with the Omnitrix again, like he just doesn't listen. The boy needs help. He doesn't listen. And then Gwen, I love this little back and forth because Gwen and Ben's relationship in this show has been really well like developed in my opinion because they banter, they go at each other, but then there's the times where they're there for each other no matter what. But ultimately it's the banter, it's the back and forth. So Ben knows that he screwed up and he's waiting for Gwen to throw it at him, and Gwen's not doing it, and he's the one having to say, I know you're thinking it, that I screwed up, I did this. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's smart on her part because she's just playing it off and letting him get more angry because she's not bringing it up. One of the last things we see. And Ben, it is your fault. I was right. He's just yelling at him. I'm like, there it was. I was right. You were wrong. It worked. I know that wasn't her exact words, but you get my point. That was so well done because the buildup is like he was getting more and more frustrated that she wasn't saying, I was right. You were wrong. And she finally lets it out. And then, of course, like I said, at the very end of the episode, he's still messing with it. Like, I want, because now it goes from, at the opening of the episode, wanting to see what other aliens he can turn into, to now, can I turn myself into combination aliens that I can choose? Ben, you are the same individual who literally, and I mentioned this, I think, in the, during the reaction, maybe, no, I wasn't in the intro, it was in the reaction, I believe, where I said, you can't even control what aliens you turn into most of the time anyways. Like, literally, it's when you don't announce it, and you're thinking the one, or the presumption is the one you're thinking you're going to use, you turn into. I mean, that's what kind of implies to me. Like, whenever he says an alien, he doesn't get it. But whenever, or maybe sometimes he does, but I'm trying to think, like, in terms of whenever it's implied what kind of alien he needs, he doesn't say nothing. He hits the Omnitrix, he turns into the one he wants, because he doesn't say anything. But once he says the one he wants and he doesn't get it, he has to mention, oh, this is not the one I want. So that's interesting. But you think that your capabilities right now, where you cannot like 100% guarantee the alien you're going to turn into, the one you want, is going to be the one you get. You want to have a way to where you can turn into combination aliens, hybrid aliens, where you put two different aliens together in one. You can't, like, no, that's even more difficult, because if you're trying to find a way to do combination aliens, hybrid aliens, if you will, the two merged, there's no telling what you're going to get. Like, you're lucky you got Ripjaw and Heat Blast together, because that would have been really terrible if it was something else with Ripjaw or something. And my point, because the other two were not working for you at all. So I don't know. But man, I love this show. But yeah, so what do you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. And please let me know with the question I asked in the intro and in the pinned comment by me about the watch order, if that's the correct way I need to watch the rest of the show, or if something needs to be done in terms of the watch order. Please let me know in the comments below. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.